More shotguns. Metro Exodus. Say hello to real-time ray tracing in 4K. We just have two main shotguns that can each have modifications like extended clips, more barrels, etc. The Shambler is your starting weapon, and long story short, there's not that much different from the previous games here. Just a refinement of their already very good shotgun. It's a lot of fun to use, and it all feels more polished and extra high definition both visually and on the ears. It's still worthy of high praise, and I hope the next installment gets a little more creative with its ammunition types and alt-fire modes. This one's a lovely pocket rocket. Feels really neat to blow away some nasty chumps with this at close range. It's more of a backup weapon than something you'd lead the charge with, but add on two longer barrels and you've got a different prospect altogether, capable of delivering two powerful shots as fast as your trigger finger will let you. It serves all other categories just as the Shambler does, with one slight criticism. The shot sound effect cuts out abruptly from time to time. You can hear it happen in the demonstration shots earlier. I almost knocked it down another point for this. As good as it sounds, it's jarring to suddenly lose the shot sound mid-flight. So maybe a bug in the game there at the time of playing. Still, a satisfying shotgun to use and does a lot more right than wrong. RICO! Here we get cartoony visuals and lazy animation. Impacts feel pretty decent though, thanks to the slow time door breaching gimmick, good environmental destructibility and sound effects. The Reed Industries 570 is the first shotgun you can buy after a mission or two and does a decent job, except for that terrible pump animation. Yuck! Rinse and repeat for the PD TAC-8, just larger capacity and military aesthetic. Seriously, nothing else to say. Now we get an automatic shotgun to up the ante, and that's it. I do appreciate this game's twitch shooter mechanics, and I did have fun sliding around with these shotguns, but they're all just so one-dimensional. For a quick blast, it's okay, but not really intended as a full solo campaign experience. Generation Zero. Pretty standard looking 12 gauge, but boy do you hear it. Sound design in this game is spot on, from the shot to the crunching metal and explosive reactions of your robotic foes. Enemy armor plates fly off, weapons dismember, and weak points go boom. These are among the most satisfying enemies I've shot in any FPS game. The devs absolutely nailed it. The three ammo types really only change the spread from large, not quite so large, and single point slugs. The slug ammo with a few mods to the gun can make for some interesting sniping action, but it wasn't as effective as just blowing them away with buckshot from the hip in my experience. The birdshot or buckshot may have different impacts on the enemy, but I really didn't notice if they do. This is a hard gun to find. Blink and you'll miss it. Modelled after the very unique real-world Swedish Sjöqvist semi-auto shotgun, it's an absolute blast. Really nice looking gun this time, and again, those sounds and enemy impacts are top notch. but now you get more of it in less time, which actually suits the frantic nature of battles with numerous robots at a time. Love that animation work with accurate shell loading too. Again, we just get those 3 ammo types mentioned before. I was really hoping to see a bit more exotic types, but I think they were going for 80s historical accuracy. Considering you get car battery EMP charges, I would have loved to have seen some EMP slug rounds, for example. Make those enemies flip out for a few seconds. What the ammo can do, which others can't, is detonate these gas tanks. Proper Matt Damon backyard style. Love them explosions. You do get an EMP effect when blowing building electrical boxes too, shutting them down briefly for easy pickings. Near perfection this one, it's a very unique shotgun, and no, I won't try and pronounce the name. Borderlands Game of the Year Enhanced. Protests over the original physical release aside, they did remaster this in 2019, so I'll give it a fair shake.
Oh, you know that hurt.
All the shotties here feel so floaty light, it's horrible. The gun animations are well below par also. The first shotgun you're awarded is a ridiculous wavy thing that insults more than impresses. The many shotgun makes and variants all sound alright, it's just so very samey across the range. With this kind of game, you're waiting for a gun with good stats to drop. The most fun can be found with a tighter spread and faster rate of fire, so you can keep the numerous enemies under control. That's also thanks to in part in the good enemy staggering when hit. It's not all bad. Heads pop off too with critical hits, which is always welcome, but we get tiresome bullet sponges thrown in all too often that really grinds my gears. Please consider supporting on Patreon.
I love it.